Alright, time for another drawing. This time we're going to work with drawing number 4 because it had some interesting features and dimensions right here, mostly with these two circles being tangent to each other but also dependent on each other, and your two angled lines coming in to make that even more challenging. So I'm going to come over here to Onshape and create a new document, label it, call it drawing 4. And there we go. Click on that top plane, go to the top of our view cube so we got a nice straight down view. Click on sketch and let's come up with a plan. This goes to an unknown location, so it's probably best to start here. Just go up to 751, down the 0.5, over, back up, over 1, down 2, and worry about the rest from there. So let's start. Here's a line, and now we'll go up, click 0.75, and come over 1, come down 0.5. Whoops, wait a minute, that didn't work. Try that again. 0.5. There we go. Come over. Okay, gotta do a little bit of quick math. If the whole thing is 7 and we're taking 1 off each end, that only leaves us 5 left. So click 5, click 0.5. Actually, it looks like I nailed it there. Now everything turned red, probably because I've over constrained some things, but we haven't discussed that yet, so don't worry about it. 1 and down 2. Alright, now I'm going to just click the sketch here, or the line tool, to turn off my line tool and see exactly where the problem is. It doesn't like these 2.5s, so I'm just going to delete that one. And now it's happy. And the reason it's happy is because it's already got 1 over here, and it really doesn't like to see features duplicated. So it's just referencing this one dimension to control that one. So if I suddenly come in here and change this to, let's say, 1, both of these lines get longer. They both become 1. Great and useful later on. Doesn't really change anything for us right now. I'm just going to double click that number and type in a 0.5 again. Alright, now things get a little tricky. We need to come down 1.5 inches from here, but we need to do it at 30 degrees. Using Autocad, what we did in the past was we drew a line down here, drew a line over, and then we knew where to cut this one off, and we also had a tangent for this circle. I'm going to try something similar in Onshape, and I'm going to do it with some throwaway lines, and I'm going to call construction lines. And there's a construction line tool right there. So I'm going to click that. Now anything I draw at this point is considered a construction line and not part of the actual object. So I'm going to go to my line tool, and I'm going to come down and type in 1.5, and I'm going to come over, and I don't really have a distance here. I'm just going to do whatever looks good and just accept it. And then I'm going to stop my line tool, start a new one. I'm going to click here and click here. Now you'll notice anywhere along this line I get little symbols telling me that it's touching the line, and it's either coincident or it's at a midpoint. I saw a midpoint there somewhere. There's a midpoint. None of those are necessarily what we're looking for, but the coincident will help us out. It'll at least let us know that the line, the 30-degree line, is touching this other line. So I'm going to stop drawing at that point. Now here's something we haven't done. Using AutoCAD, we would have said that that line was going to be at 30 degrees. Using Onshape, we haven't had that opportunity yet. There's nothing here telling us what the angle is. I'm going to move this dimension out of the way. I'm going to click the dimension tool, and I'm going to click these two lines. There's an angle. Now I'm going to type in 30 and let Onshape figure out the rest of that. Move that dimension out a little bit more maybe. Now this line here is something I want to keep. So I'm just going to click on it. Not with the dimension tool. Escape. Alright, so the dimension tool is no longer turned on. I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to click this construction line button again. And notice every time I do that, this changes back and forth between a regular object line and a construction line. So now that's an object. Okay, let's create a circle. Now your circle options are here. Center point, 3-point, and the ellipse. How do we do this? I'm used to doing this in Autocad with tangent, tangent, radius as an option. Well, tangent, tangent, radius is no longer an option. So I'm going to go with 3-point and see if we can make this work. I'm going to pick a point on this line, and you can see I'm getting that coincident marker. I'm going to pick a point on this line. There's the coincident marker again. And I'm going to pick a point out here somewhere. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my dimensioning tool, dimension that circle. Ooh, come on out here. Now currently it wants to give me a diameter and not a radius. So looking at what I've got over here, I've got a radius. A radius of 1 means I've got a diameter of 2. So far so good. If I zoom in, these look like they might be tangent, but there's no guarantee. So I'm going to pick this button over here and show all of the constraints, and I'm going to look for tangent. There's also a keyboard shortcut for it. And I'm going to pick tangent, and then I'm going to say this circle is tangent to this line. Okay, you can see that dot move just a little bit. Still have tangent selected. And I'm going to say this circle tangent to this line. That dot again moved just a little bit. I'm not even going to worry about this third dot out here. We still have a diameter of 2. We are tangent to our 2 lines and ready to go. Now we need a line over here coming in with a proper angle, and again we're going to draw the line, kind of rough it out, and then we're going to place the angle. So I'm going to choose my line command, put a line right there, stretch it out until it's somewhere near this circle. Click on my line command again to stop it, grab the dimension tool, click this line and this line. There's an angle right there. Type in 75 degrees. Okay, so now my angle's right. Now I'm going to try another circle. This time let's go ahead and do center point. So I've got a center point and I've got a diameter. Click, set my diameter to 2. Now I'm going to introduce 2 new constraints. We're going to use tangent again. This circle is going to be tangent to this line. Okay, still have that one selected. Tangent to tangent. And now everything is touching and it looks good to go. Okay, I'm going to just pull, well, actually, let me turn that off. Pull this dimension out so it's a little bit more like the first one. Alright, these construction lines, we probably don't need them all. So, I'm going to select that one, delete, goes away, select this one, delete, it goes away. Now this line is too long, there's too much of this circle here. We only need this bottom part. The whole top part can be trimmed away. There's too much of this circle. We need to trim all of this away. This line is a little too long. So let's get busy trimming things up. Now, I don't see trim as an option here. So I'm going to hit some of these arrows and we're going to try to find trim. If you recall, a lot of the modifiers are hiding right under this button. There's trim. Trim a curve to the first intersecting, whoops, shouldn't have moved the mouse, intersecting point or bounding geometry. Okay, so trim, and click, gone. click, gone, click. Notice it stopped at that point that we originally set during the 3-point circle. Okay, that's gone. Click this one and click this one. All right, looking around, this looks pretty good. I'm going to turn off trim. I'm just going to move some of these dimensions around to clean this up. This one's going to be in the way because I'm about to do a fillet here. And this one is now pointing at a non-existent part of the circle. Can we move this somewhere? Yeah, how about right there? All right, let's go ahead and I prefer my dimensions on the outside unless they're going to be in the way on the outside. This one would potentially, nah, this will be good if it's out here. Oh, except I don't like the way that extension line comes up through. Yep, that's ugly. We're going to leave it on the inside. Okay, let's round off these corners. I'm going to grab this tool again and fillet. And we're going to click, click. Oh, I forgot to drag. All right, well, click and drag. There we go. All right, 0.5. There we go. Click, click, drag a little bit, make it visible. 0.5. All right, turn off the fillet tool. Just drag this somewhere where it's out of the way and clearly indicates what's going on. All right, we got a lot of constraints there getting in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna put this up here. And there's your part. I'm gonna close my sketch. Just a reminder, don't hit the X. If you hit the X, your sketch goes, oh, wait a minute. I thought it would go away. Must be it only goes away if you haven't drawn anything yet. Because I've drawn it, it's just going to cancel anything I might have tried to do right there. So either way, I guess you're all set there. If you wanted to be able to see your dimensions, you can right click here, you can say show dimensions, they'll stay on. And then I'm going to go back to Onshape and I can see my drawing there. I'm going to right click on it and share and link sharing and turn on link sharing, and that is the address that I would put in the Moodle. I would do it just by copying to clipboard and then going and pasting it. Alright, that is it for this video.